Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play of Star Trek 25th Anniversary. We have started a new episode called The Feathered Serpent, in which events are described as the Klingons are doing an excursion into Federation space, searching for a renegade who supposedly caused some kind of destruction on one of their planets named Harak-Hor. Now, before I get started on this mission, though, I realized I never really went through this Let's Play talking about how I am with Star Trek. I consider myself a Star Trek fan. I've never been really a Trekkie. I've always liked Star Wars a little bit more, not the movies. I had the same problems with the movies as many other people do, bad writing and stupid elements in there. But I was always more a fan of the universe, with how open it is and how much the extended universe brought to the story. But I enjoy Star Trek a lot. My favorite series was Deep Space Nine, and I think Captain Benjamin Sisko was the best captain of them all. I think Kirk and Picard were about the same in my terms of how cool captains are. What I like about Picard is he always remained cool under pressure and took no crap from anybody, and Kirk was just badass in how he always done things on there, how he always shoot first and ask questions later. When it goes to series, I think of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Next Generation and the original series are about have their own same charm. They were really good and they have great pop culture. Then it's Star Trek Voyager, and then lastly Enterprise. Enterprise should never have been made. It was not really all that good, and it was the least Star Trek of all of them. I see why they didn't put the Star Trek name in there. Voyager, I liked a lot of the episodes, but it was one of those series where some episodes are really good, the good episodes are really good, and the bad episodes are really bad, and Voyager had its share of both of those. And Deep Space Nine was always my favorite because it's all interconnected, and it's the only time you actually see the Federation fighting a war. But enough of me talking about Star Trek. I'm gonna go on with this mission. So we need let's do some computer research real quick. Let's look at the Klingon planet of Harak-Hor. Okay.
Harak-Hor 4, a world in Klingon space, which has belonged to the Empire for at least 4 generations, governed by the Kenka family. The population of Harak-Hor is not known.
Search Kenka. I don't know why sometimes it does that kind of pausing on there. This happens even without the recording equipment, so sometimes that might just happen.
Kenka Vlicht, a member of the Kenka family, an old Klingonese family of noble origins, the governing family of Harak-Hor. Vlicht is the first Kenka to reach flag rank, and as such, has been posted back away from the frontier. Vlicht has 2 sons in the service, but nothing is known of his wife or other children. He is believed to be the current commander of the Klurta, and one of the most respected commanders in the Klingon fleet. He is said to be an avid fencer.
Well, I understand the Klingons. I don't know if they really fence. They mostly use the most impractical weapons. And I don't think they really have swordsmanship. Maybe I could be wrong, though. Let's take a look at Digifile, which they said is where the Renegade went to.
Digifile, a system near the Klingon neutral zone. Digifile contains 2 habitable planets, Digifile 3 and Digifile 4. Digifile 3, also known as Zem-4, contains ruins of a civilization that abandoned the planet approximately 20,000 years ago, and has been declared a protected world for archaeological reasons.
Let's take a look at Zem-4, see if they have any more about it. Oops. Got the Z.
Zem-4, the 3rd planet in the Digifile system, a Class M world. See Digifile.
Look at that, brought a lot.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Orders are to proceed to the Digifal system.
Let me see. Find my star chart. Okay. This will raise shields just in case. Digifal is right here.
Captain, a Klingon battle cruiser has entered the system.
Oh no, I went off course. Just kidding.
Open hailing frequencies. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Klingon battlecruiser, you are in Federation space. You must leave immediately.
I am Commander Taras of the Nizra. We are in pursuit of a genocidal criminal. We are performing an act of mercy in removing him from your space. Naturally, you will remove your vessel from this system. For your own safety, of course.
I think we can take care of ourselves, Taraz, which is more than I can say for you, if the Nizra does not leave Federation space at once. You are in direct violation of the Organian Treaty, mister. If you have a problem, have your fleet commander take it up with them. If a Federation criminal were to pass into Klingon space, you'd be saying the same thing to me. Who do you think you're trying to fool, Taraz? Get your ship out of here now. I think we can take care of ourselves. You are in direct violation of the Organian Treaty, mister. If you have a problem, have your fleet commander take it up with them. If a Federation criminal were to pass into Klingon space, you'd be saying the same thing to me.
If we are not allowed to capture this criminal, Captain, you may do this for us. We insist that we remain here to monitor the situation, but we will take no action, provided that you can bring him to us in 12 hours.
Agreed. Vessels of war are not allowed in Federation space. You will pull back to the Organian neutral zone, and do so immediately. Agreed.
Let's orbit the planet. It doesn't look like a Class M world with that red atmosphere, but...
Entering standard orbit.
It's Star Trek for you, but...
I have pinpointed the source of the energy trail from Huakur.
Hailing frequencies open.
Lowering shields, Captain.
Well, let's beam down.
Assemble a landing party. Unless we find this so-called criminal, we're going to war.
There is a tall, slender, dark-haired man looking intently at you.
It looked like he was waiting for us.
Lieutenant Strachey is carefully eyeing the humanoid. Spock is analyzing the surroundings.
A lot of life around here.
McCoy is fidgeting around. You are James Tiberius Kirk, captain of the...
Oh, that's just the same thing over and over.
The moon of Digifal. Legend says that the gods of good and evil fortune live there, and will glance back at those who look at them, and either a miracle or a catastrophe will soon befall those who gaze upon it.
Nice.
The log appears sturdy enough to cross. You see dense vegetation in all directions.
It's all light up here at some point. Where is that?
Feral red eyes glare out of the dark at you.
Yeah, I wonder how their eyes get... sometimes eyes could do that. But
Luminescent insects swarm near a large tree.
scan this old man. Let's see what he is.
He appears human. All life signs are normal, but I'm getting strange energy readings near the base of the pituitary gland.
I'm just a security officer, sir.
The humanoid's adornments appear similar to those worn by leaders of Earth's early 20th century inhabitants of the South American continent.
What do you know about Earth culture? He looks like an ancient Aztec. Jim, that man is dressed in ancient Aztec clothing.
I believe you are mistaken, Doctor. His clothing bears a distinct resemblance to fashions of a much later period.
He doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood right now.
That's odd how he's dressed.
Greetings, my children.
Quetzalcoatl.
I can barely imagine that you have come so far.
I am Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Did you know the Klingons are looking for you? I'm Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. What did you do to get the Klingons so upset? We're not your children, and we don't appreciate this wild goose chase you forced us into. I am Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Did you know the Klingons are looking for you?
The Klingons? Amazing. This is the first time one of my missions has produced results so swiftly.
Listen, mister. Any missions conducted within Klingon space fully jeopardize the peace. Damn right the results were swift. The Klingons have been raiding colonies looking for you. Listen, mister. Any missions conducted within Klingon space fully jeopardize the peace.
Jeopardize the peace? Hardly. Peace is what I preach. I am Quetzalcoatl, as you well know from the proud history of your world.
Yeah, you god of the Aztecs.
Quetzalcoatl? How fitting you would name yourself after one of the most bloody-handed gods in Earth's history.
Bloody-handed? My people love peace.
Your followers regularly sacrificed other believers to you after you left, offering you their still-beating hearts. Ha! You mean your followers loved pieces? They slaughtered other believers hoping you'd return. Your followers regularly sacrificed other believers to you after you left, offering you their still-beating hearts.
Impossible. You must be lying.
And then your followers were destroyed, because when white men arrived on that continent, they were believed to be you in your promised return. Your people perverted your teachings, then were destroyed by it.
Foul, lying creatures! My gift was wasted upon you! Be gone!
Uh-oh.
We are not the inheritors of the noble Aztec world. What you have said has greatly disturbed me. You should not lie so. You shall remain here until you have learned the error of angering Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, Quetzalcoatl was a god that the Aztecs worshipped that was believed to have been a real person there, but he left and they never came back. They called him the Feathered Serpent, which was the title here. The Aztecs had offered sacrifices to Quetzalcoatl by cutting hearts out of people and then cutting off their heads and knocking them down the stairs. They eventually died of smallpox when Spanish conquistadors came over to America, and the ruins of their city are now beneath Mexico City. Sail the Enterprise.
Fascinating. Our communicators have apparently been rendered ineffective.
This particular snake doesn't seem to like your company and moves whenever you get near it. Lieutenant Strachey is carefully examining the pit. There is a light suspended from above by a chain. There are several loose vines hanging over the side of the pit out of reach. This is one of them. McCoy is examining the floor of the pit. Spock is carefully examining the pit. James T. Kirk does not seem very happy with his current predicament. You are in a deep pit. It is a long, hard climb to the top.
Scan around here.
I'm picking up residual energy readings from the area where the alien's projection was. Nothing to report.
And let's see about the snake.
It's a damn snake. Do you know what snake bite does? It can ruin your whole day.
We are not likely to find a way out of this pit with humor, Doctor. I suggest you concentrate your efforts to the problem at hand.
Do they always argue like this, Captain?
Well, yes.
No enemies in sight, but supplies could be a problem if we don't get out.
He doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood right now.
Those vines would be useful to escape, if we could reach them.
Do I look like a Houdini to you? I'm afraid you're going to have to pull the rabbit out of the hat on this one.
There are rocks here quite suitable for picking up and throwing.
That's kind of a hint.
You pick up some rocks from the pile.
First, let's see if we can grab this snake. It might be useful. Moves away, then it comes back out. So we know where its hole is, so...
You
Oops.
fail to obtain...
In there.
This snake is just waiting for a chance to sink its fangs into someone, especially young Starfleet security officers.
So in order to knock down that vine, we need to use the rocks.
Fascinating. It did appear to knock the vine down near to the point where one of us can reach it.
Didn't they have baseball on Vulcan? Show us your fastball, Jim.
Baseball? No one plays that anymore. Good try, though, sir.
According to Star Trek lore, baseball kind of started dying out and was mostly gone by the middle of the 21st century. I don't know if that's what happened or not.
The probability of getting the vine on the second try was only 36.53%. Well done, Captain.
Probability? That was a perfect pitch if I ever saw one.
All right. We're on our way.
So I'll have Kirk climb up the vine. If I remember correctly, I think yeah, I'm gonna have to have everyone climb up real quick, so... Bones go next. I guess they're really proud of this animation or something, so that way they could show. You had to have everyone climb up so you could see it in all its glory. Yeah, so line up in the order of importance. Okay, I think I'm going to call it Let's Play here, so I'll save and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Save